Have you ever heard of a battle where soldiers didn't just fight the enemy in front of them, but also the cold, ruthless orders from their own command? A battle overshadowed by the fame of Stalingrad. Yet its brutality was enough to make the most hardened veterans tremble. Welcome back to World War II Stories. Today, we enter the Rzhev Meat Grinder, a place where the lives of millions were treated as mere statistics on a tactical map. Join us as we dive into the final hours of a Red Army company, where one misplaced war cry turned an entire field into a mass grave. Winter 1942, Eastern Front. A leaden sky hung over the snow-covered fields of Rzhev. A Red Army battalion was urgently mobilized. Their objective, a nameless village occupied by Nazi forces. The commanding lieutenant, his face etched with anxiety, looked over his ranks. He knew that surprise was their only hope for survival. His final command was stern. Absolute silence. No shouting. No slogans. The closer we get undetected, the better our chance to survive. But war never follows a script. As the charge began, the sheer terror and adrenaline overwhelmed the reason of the new recruits. Seeking courage in the face of death, a few let out a scream of "Ura!" It was a chain reaction that swept across the battlefield. The silence was shattered. Across the field, the Germans instantly came alive. Artillery roared, raining down a literal hellfire. Instead of a stealthy ambush, the Red Army formation became mobile targets in a sea of flame. Close quarters combat erupted in a frenzy. Soviet soldiers advanced over the bodies of their fallen comrades, treading on bloody barbed wire. A soldier just managed to cut the wire before a bullet struck him in the head. Another was torn apart by an artillery shell, right before the eyes of a panicked recruit. It was cruelty at its peak. German MG-42 machine guns spat lead incessantly, their sound mimicking a mocking laugh at human courage. Yet, with iron will, the survivors breached the trenches. Bayonets, rifle butts, and bare hands, they fought with everything they had to take every inch of soil. The village was finally in Soviet hands, but the cost was staggering. More than half the company remained forever on that snowy field. After capturing the village, exhaustion and horror seeped into the bones of the survivors. The company commander studied his map and realized a bitter truth. They were surrounded on three sides. Instead of receiving reinforcements, HQ issued a maddening order: support another unit's attack on a nearby village. This is where our channel shines, looking into the ruthless corners of power. The regimental commander barked through the phone. I don't care how many men you have left. You hold that village and support the assault. In this atmosphere, the arrival of the special commissar and a political officer pushed frustration to a breaking point. Instead of focusing on food or ammo, they were obsessed with surrender leaflets dropped by German planes. This total lack of trust from the high command toward the soldiers who had bled on the front lines was a dagger to the heart of their courage. An old soldier had a gun held to his head for refusing a search. Another veteran was dragged away for trial simply for using a leaflet to roll a cigarette. The height of irony came when the commissar was wounded, and the very veteran he intended to prosecute was the one who saved his life. In a shell crater, shrouded by the darkness of death, the rigidity of the law met the raw reality of brotherhood. The old soldier told the trembling officer, "In war, brotherhood is more important than soulless laws." This is the core value World War II story seeks to convey: the true nature of humanity in extreme conditions. The night battle began like a fever dream. The Germans counterattacked with overwhelming main forces. The fragile Red Army line was quickly punctured. It was only then that the special commissar truly understood the nature of war. He watched his trusted bodyguard, the man who preached loyalty, kneel before the Germans, ready to shoot his own officer to save his skin. Cowardice and courage were laid bare under the flash of artillery fire. The company commander, now leading only 32 exhausted men, had to make a final decision. The order was to hold to the last man, but he couldn't watch his brothers die in vain. He ordered the remnants to retreat while he and 2 veterans stayed behind to represent the resistance. But the bitterest truth lay ahead. Upon return to HQ, there were no medals. Instead, they faced a chilling reality. Their company was merely cannon fodder. They were thrown into that village solely to deceive the Germans into thinking it was the main Soviet force, pinning the enemy down for an assault elsewhere. The Battle of Rzhev is an open wound in history, with over 2 million casualties. It stands as a testament to the ruthlessness of military strategy. The soldiers walking back toward the village in the final scene, never looking back, knew they would never return. They were the nameless heroes who paved the way for the great victory at Stalingrad. If the story of the soldiers at Rzhev made you appreciate the cost of peace, please support World War II stories by hitting like and subscribing. What do you think about the hold to the last man order in war? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video so that forgotten pages of history, like Rzhev, are always remembered. Thank you for watching.